that.
I feel like it was me like talking about something that like instigated us coming back to the podcast. That like I forget what it was that I was talking about it, and somehow we were like, "Well, we could do that. We could totally do this podcast again."
And 2 weeks later,
like, and then
Yes.
And then that was like the extent of my work in the podcast. Like I just like
you've been socialing.
Well, and
yeah, I do that, but like
And how many breweries do you go to every year?
an average of probably 25 to 30 per year.
That sounds like a little work.
Right? The resident expert when it's, hey, what type of beer is this? I have no idea. What's the difference between a stout and a porter? I don't know. They're both brown.
Hey guys, have you ever heard of a hazy IPA? No. What is it, Brian?
I've commended you guys, or want to commend you on the work that you've done. There's just I think for me it's been like seeing the passion in doing this stuff, and you guys actually drinking, well, Alec, you in particular, of drinking non-macro beer.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm just gonna let it ride until they say they need something.
Alec seeking out non-macro beer.
Yeah.
I did.
Which should we drink a non-macro? Welcome to another episode of the American Beer Review Podcast.
Good times with good friends requires good beer. Lucky for us, we know how to pick all three.
We're a group of friends who grew up in the Pacific Northwest, giving us a jump start on our craft beer journey.
Join us today while Brian,
Alec,
And Chad.
review some beer, talk about beer topics, and whatever else comes up. We invite you to pour yourself a drink and hang out with us.
we should. This
is beyond non-macro.
Yeah, so Thor, I will pour this out, and you can let everybody know what we're about to drink.
By pour it out, he means put it into our glasses.
Pour it out for everyone, yes.
Well, you're going with the big sampling glass today over there.
Well,
if you tell me this is like 14%, then yes, I'm going to
No.
be upset with you.
No, I think it's 4.1 if I remember. This is the Oakshire Brewing Cucumber Sour Ale. Yep. So we're going off the beaten path with this one from what we've done
up to this point.
Because sours
in that
honestly
aspect,
didn't really take off until they were their infancy when we were doing the blog and the season 1 of the podcast. And sour beers have taken off as a subset of beers. You're seeing them on the shelves now. Way more approachable than back in 2016, back 2017 when we were doing the blog.
They were more novelty then.
Yes.
Like you had very minimal. I think honestly, like around that time was
Gosa's just hit.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like that terminology of like, oh, is it goes? Is it Gosa? Is it Gose?
Pronounce it.
Like like that's where we were, kind of at that point that there wasn't enough of them that it didn't really kind of settle in for us. And sours are ones that there are some people who love them. Love the sours. And for me, I'm not there, but it's when I go and do the flights, I'm gonna
add one of them in.
Yeah, I've made it a point that like I'm gonna pick the ones that I really like. Like, I'm gonna get a porter or a stout, I'm gonna get an IPA, I'm gonna get a like hazy or something like that. And then I always kind of pick one rando. So those of you who can't see what is happening around me, the other two have both taken drinks of this beer and are absolutely losing their minds over what they have going on. And Chad's wishing he had more in his glass and not enough. So I'm going to have to try this out. So while you were...
I want your thoughts first, Brian.
Okay.
You drink it. Me and Alec have just both mentally given each other our thoughts.
Yeah, you're like air high-fiving each other over here.
So sour, if I remember correctly, I mean, sour was a bad thing when we were brewing because you basically it tanked your fermenter.
Yeah.
Like you basically had to toss it unless you were using it for sours.
Yes. It's forever tainted because sours at that point was a screw up in your process because you allowed bacteria
Right.
to get in the beer. But now people are actually taking lactic acid forming, I think it's lactic, adding this bacteria to make the sour.
Right.
So like the whole process is you boil your wort, you add this bacteria that creates the lactic acid that creates the sourness.
Right.
You let them do their thing, and then you pitch your yeast to make the alcohol.
Oh, afterwards. Okay.
But regardless, you still want to have that. There are some people who can clean thoroughly enough. When I get into, I'm going to start brewing sours, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to make some dedicated equipment just so I don't have to worry about that cross contamination. But I think a lot of the fears over, do you dedicate one production line just to sours? I feel like with the number of sours we're seeing in the market, people just built that dedicated equipment, or they
Right.
figured out
How to sanitize.
we can clean the shit out of this, and it's good to go with a non-sour beer.
So looking up this beer, one of the things to help you with that aspect is they actually are making it they categorize it as a Berliner Weiss. So Berliner Weiss, when you're looking at that, I'm going to make sure that I'm not screwing myself up too much, is already a tart style of beer, which, Thor, well done. It presents a harmony between yeast and lactic acid. So props to you for that one. So yeah,
Show prep. Yay.
yeah, but it is already kind of like that soury type of beer without having to like. I don't think you're gonna mess up your system the whole time, but I could be
Yes.
wrong.
You're not having to change a lot of your brewing steps.
Yeah.
In this
So
case.
I've tried the beer. It's good. I'm not gonna lose my mind on it like you guys do. To me, I think it could be just my like, not aversion, but my indifference toward cucumbers in the fact that it just makes me feel like that's the food I'm like supposed to eat to be healthy, and not because I enjoy it. So, but in general, this is a really well done beer. I think there is just a hint of tart and sourness. It is clean. The cucumbers do lend themselves to like kind of a crisp flavor,
Right.
like naturally on their own. And putting that into a beer is kind of a fun kind of play on those types of things.
Yeah. So as a fan of Gosas for a while now,
You were pretty early.
so probably my favorite non-traditional
Style.
style.
Yeah.
You know, outside of like an IPA or a, man, I'd even rank them above like a stout or whatever. So it fits into that wheelhouse really well. If you told me a cucumber was turning into a beer, there is no way I would have thought anything good was going to come of that. Because yes, so it's a weight loss shake beer.
Right, yeah.
This is really good.
Is there any more in there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
You guys keep waxing poetic. I'm just
I do think it's I think it's a great like late spring summer beer.
It is
Like,
a little early in the year
yes.
Yeah.
for this to really hit. I'm assuming this is a year-round offering, or is this a limited? Tell me it's not a limited time.
It's a core.
Perfect.
The list is a core series of their beers.
Because yes, when we're recording this, it's a little off-season
right
to be drinking.
that we're at the beginning of the year, and I mean, unless you're really into sours and you just want them all the time, but some people do.
Yeah. I mean, I had a Gosa earlier today, so I'm not totally off base with this, but
Yeah.
this is perfect lawn mowing.
Oh yeah, that's
yes.
working in the
Yeah.
yard.
I know.
yeah,
It's
beer.
and at 4.1%.
You can have a
Like,
Perfectly
you can have
crushable.
you can have a couple of them.
Well, and even in the 16-ounce like thing, like man, I'm putting like I'm putting a koozie on it. I'm gonna like stick it in the shade, and I'm gonna swing by there every time I gotta like empty the lawn mowing bag and,
Yes.
and grab it.
Perfect.
Right? Like
Perfect.
it's a perfect for like honestly, the next thing it made me think of is done mowing the lawn and I just filled up the kiddie pool, and I'm gonna put my feet in it, and that's what I'm drinking. And it's like almost cocktail-y. Like it's gonna be a little like a. Yes, I see your face. What do you got?
I was going to say, you don't just leave the lawnmower running for an extra like 15, 20 minutes and then sit in the lawn chair. So you don't,
Everyone thinks you're.
So you don't get hassled about what are you doing next.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it's. I'll bring these to Portland for the NASCAR race for sure.
Oh yeah, beginning of June.
Banking that it'll be warmer than.
Oh my
last
god.
year.
Or just not raining as much.
Would you make an early departure to the race to
No.
head down to Eugene to pick some up
It's too much. That's too.
to make a homage?
This is a real like number one. I've never been to Eugene. Some of that is on principle.
Oh,
Go
no,
Huskies.
Understandable.
That's a long trip to then go back and just for that.
Especially since you got this.
Here.
Was this mailed in or did you get this locally?
At Total Wine,
Oakshire's available.
Yeah.
They're a brewery that like
they have pretty good distribution if you go out and looking for it.
yeah.
Okay.
I haven't had a ton of their stuff. I was looking it up on Untapped. That I haven't had a ton of their different beers, but
I'm gonna be honest. I looked at their beers,
oh check that.
And
I've had
they're-
one.
and they're kind of in that. They're in my lane of. If we're gonna be making beer,
Let's make it interesting.
let's make interesting beer. Let's not like. They've got a hazy pale ale, a dry hopped ESB.
I don't.
Does some stuff that isn't everyday beer. But
I kinda
with a
want
little
this
twist.
one-
I like it.
That's called Ill-Tempered Gnome.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a 6.8% winter ale. Like, okay, tell me more.
Is that David the Gnome?
What? I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's got a picture of like an angry gnome on it.
It looks like him.
What's David the Gnome?
You just didn't have cable growing up?
Actually, no, I did not.
Oh, there you go. It was an old Nickelodeon show.
Oh. Well, you learn something new every day.
It was on.
Oh my God. David the gnome. Yeah, nope, got it.
What?
And like he was like the doctor for all the woodland animals.
This is
I mean,
this
there
is
was a
not
very
where I saw
okay.
this going.
Yeah, no, we're hey, store weird, Chad, weird story time.
Yeah.
There was an episode where David the gnome had to go help the nerd worm, because obviously bookworm, haha, worms are nerds.
right.
The worm got cut in half.
Whoa, that's
And
aggressive for a kid's.
I know,
No.
but the whole episode was teaching you, oh hey, you can cut a worm in half and it grows back into two people.
Please don't teach
But-
my kid that.
But thinking back on it, the way they played it was so serious. You're like,
The whole
my
show
God.
did not make sense with the rest of the lineup. You went from, I mean, years before, but like Rugrats to David the Gnome
Yes.
to like Ren and Stimpy. Like not all at the same time in the different eras, but the tone of the show was that far off from everything else there. I think the gnomes died and turned into trees or
yes,
something just.
it was super dark, and you had to know the people in charge of program in Nickelodeon in the 90s
Yeah.
were on some type of drug,
Oh, yeah.
because I think they're personally responsible for 90% of our generation's
Trauma and PTSD.
attitude towards life.
Uh,
But going back
back
this
to-
sour cucumber beer,
Yes.
which
Do you want any more of this, or I'm going to fill the rest of my glass with it? You want me to top you off?
I'm going to steal the can that one of you two brought back so I can have it later.
Oh,
You
yeah.
finish it.
Ooh.
is that one that I?
There are two more in this house.
Oh, yeah,
One
you-
of them is mine.
You know what? You gave it to me, but that's my gift to you.
Thank you.
Actually, I just need a picture of it for social
Merry
media. But
Christmas.
yes, otherwise. Yeah.
This is going in my fridge
Yeah, you know what?
whenever I can find it. God damn.
For me, and it's location for me.
So good.
I kind of want. I just wish, like, for me, this exact beer, but just not maybe cucumber. Like, give me some other
So maybe a different sour.
comparable flavor, but this exact like
So maybe-
well done quality of the beer, just maybe not cucumber.
So maybe-
but again, if it's in my fridge, and I have like this like Pavlovian response to lawn mowing that I like feel like I need to go get a beer.
Right.
But if I open my beer fridge and this is in there, like on a 75-degree day mowing the lawn, I'm gonna grab it.
So you're saying beer fridge for you?
Yeah, at best, but like I'm not going out of my way to find it.
I feel like you would want this with some kind of fruit instead of the cucumber.
Oh.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
maybe a touch of apricot.
yeah. I could see something like that. That would be my preferred. But like I respect the quality of it. It's just
Yeah, they say it's cucumber. I've had some things that say they're cucumber, but it's like a hint. I know
Yeah.
there's cucumber in this.
This is not like what's it? We've talked about it before, but it's not like LaCroix where it's like naturally
no.
essenced.
Yeah, it's
like
no,
this,
there.
and I think on the can it says made with real cucumbers.
Yeah,
Does
so
say that.
it's cucumber on a surfboard riding that wave of sour down, and then it doesn't linger. It finishes. I get a little bit there.
See, I get a little bit of that lingery sour.
Yeah, it's sitting on my
In the
tongue,
mouth,
but
which
it's
is why-
not overwhelming.
Not
Which I
overwhelming.
think a lot of early sours
Oh, we're just punching their face
tried
with
to
it.
go over the
Yeah.
top with it.
Mm-hmm.
This is so subtle and so well done and balanced.
That's what I've tried to
Fantastic.
explain to some people when we have sours. My brother-in-law really enjoys sours. My sister does not, but there's sometimes where it's like, hey, like just try it. Like it's not
It's not scary.
it's not an aggressive sour.
Yeah.
Like you're not like it's not like you just stuck a lemon in your mouth
No.
and
No.
bit down or something like that. So it's a great quality. It just overall not my total bag, but I respect it and I'd drink it if it's there.
So I really like it. I would put this beer fridge. A sour Agosa is not my every other day, every weekend go to
But
beer. So
spring,
this is
summertime.
spring, summertime. I think, but this is a solid beer fridge. Like I said, on the way out to yard work, that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
it's summer. This could creep into the main fridge,
Mhm.
just as it hits there. So, but
Yeah.
this is you have
It fantastic, nailed it.
I will say it does make me think like cocktail type, like
Yes,
that
yeah.
even if it's not the yard work type, like but sitting on a patio in the
Uh-huh.
heat, like and it feels lighter. It feels like I like IPAs in the summer, but like this is kind of a like almost maybe like a good like boat beer or
Right.
like that kind of aspect of like sitting on the water. Hanging
like you
out.
don't want something that lingers. Like I know I'm gonna be like we're obviously probably gonna have a few more beers today. I don't feel like having this beer is gonna like layer onto my other ones.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Wise,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna enjoy it, and then I can move on with my day.
It's not wrecking my
Yes,
day.
yes.
Yes. And that's why like
Flavor wise, because sometimes you hit a malty beer or something with this
Yeah.
so much flavor, it's just you're stuck in it all day.
for me I felt like the cucumber could do that, but I totally get what you're saying.
yeah. Maybe we should try one with a different base
Yeah.
other than cucumber.
Yeah, if they have other, what I wonder about this because they have it listed as sun-made cucumber. I wonder if they do other like the sun-made style. Because if so, sign me up. Let's find out about other variations.
They did have another one. They had a
Okay.
sun-made raspberry.
Ooh.
It
See,
is,
now
however,
that is
it
what I'm-
has been retired. However.
No,
I appreciate the transparency of beers they made, but then have retired.
dude, nope. Raspberry, blackberry, cranberry, yes. Like, oh, peach mango.
Ooh, I think that's what you need.
Dude, strawberry rhubarb? Okay, listen.
There's some definite.
Oakshire, I'm looking for your sunmaids. I just need a non-cucumber.
All right, so maybe we are making an extra road trip when we go down to Portland to go check out.
Yeah, I'm at
Get
least-
get a tasting flight of
Dude,
sours.
cranberry orange. Yeah, they got some good. So they have sun-made. Then they have this is a sun-made cucumber. They also have sun-made fruit fusion. And then they also have a different version called Some Fun. But yeah, I'm gonna start looking at a little bit raspberry lemon. Man,
You found these where? store?
Big box.
Total Wine.
Total Wine.
Total Wine.
This was a build a 6-pack.
It was a built a 6-pack, and then they did have in the local
packs, yeah.
local brew, they did have a 4-pack
Well, that's what I'm
of
saying.
the pints.
We could almost make
Oh, I can make a
build-
mixer.
of Sunmaids.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for them. So, all right, well done, Oakshire. I appreciate it.
Very good.
Big
Cool.
ups.
All right. Well, our glasses are, well, mine will be in a second, but our glasses are empty. Hopefully yours are too. We'll see you next time.
Fuck, that was really good. It's really good. That was really fucking good beer.
Holy crap, that was way better than I thought.
The beer
Way better.
or the
I saw
podcast?
his, no, the podcast I think was fine.
No.
We're flowing.
You guys have to watch the tape, the faces I was making.
I saw
I
some
saw
of them.
his, and I'm going, okay, fine, I'll taste it. And then both of us had like that eye
Yes.
to eye going, oh no, that's
Pretty freaking good.
really good.
If you enjoyed what you just heard, make sure you're subscribed to get new episodes when they drop, and don't forget to leave us a review. You can follow us on social medias at ABR Review. We'd love to hear from you with any beer suggestions for us to review in a future episode.